Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm posting this a lot later than I wanted to, but this is my 2024 reading journal. So this is the cover that I'm doing, and these are the colors that I'm going to incorporate throughout the journal. A lot of this is just Pinterest inspired. There's no such thing as too many books. I feel like that's me, even though I'm trying to work on that problem because I have so many books that I have not read. This looks very pinky on the camera, but it's brown. And these are just some of my 2024 reading goals. I wasn't really a fan of how this page turned out because I used a Tombow, want to say, it's like a marker brush type thing. But I want to read every day, which I've already failed. I want to read 120 books, read the Bible in a year, complete fun challenges, and upload 2 books a month on YouTube. Those are my goals. This is how I'm using my reading system. So I saw this off of another YouTuber, and I cannot remember their name off the top of my head, but if I remember it or find it again, I will link them down in the description. They used Cawpile. So characters, atmosphere of the book, writing, plot, intrigue, logic, enjoyment as like the categories that they're going to use. 1 star, struggled to finish, would not recommend. 2 stars, bearable to read, 1 time. Might pick up again, would recommend, and loved it. This is my 2024 book bracket, so at the end of each month I will write what book I liked, and they will go head to head until we have one. Pretty self-explanatory. My Goodreads goal, there is 120 circles. Took forever, but there's another part that took even longer, and you'll see that. I've already read 3 books, so, and for this I am counting mangas. Here is my reading daily tracker. I have only done it twice. I didn't get to mark anything from here just yet because I've been very busy. Over on this side, it's my bingo challenge, and I still have pencil on here, but that's because if I highlight over the pencil and write, it won't erase. So very basic, but obviously free space, read in 1 day, disliked, and then what book it was. So I didn't really like People Like Her, and then I read Jujutsu Kaisen #0 in a day. And then these, when I talked about the challenges, this is what I meant. E to Z titles and E to Z authors. So kind of the same spread, but a little bit different. So for titles, obviously if the title begins with A, I'll put it there. So this is my example, People Like Her. B, but then it was written by Ellery Lloyd, and then I was like, oh, here we go. Lloyd, da-da-da. I will not be doing the mangas in here, just because they're series and a lot are written by the same author and the same title. Next up, I have my very basic series tracker of books I own in the series. So obviously there's more to all of these mangas, but I only have these ones so far. I have all of the Harry Potter books and The Cursed Child, but I didn't know if I wanted to put that with the series or not, as well as other Percy Jackson books that are in the main Percy Jackson franchise. And then read books to earn books. I will probably add more books over here, but I just wanted to start with this. My Shelfie 2024 at a glance, so you can see orange is going to be for manga. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm not going to write the title because I already have other places where I'm writing the titles of the books I've read, but this is just so I can see, did I overall have a good reading year, a bad reading year, was it a lot of mangas, was it a lot of school, or books of the Bible? So far I've read a 2-star book and a manga. I've read another manga, but I haven't gotten a chance to look yet. I love Book of the Month, so this is just space for me to write what books I've ordered that month and to keep track of the different challenges. Now, Book of the Month for 2024 has 6 mini challenges after this one. And you only need to complete 3 to complete like their overall year challenge. So I wrote the ones that I knew I was going to be able to complete or would want to complete The other ones had to deal with audiobooks, and I don't do audiobooks off a book of the month. So, Book Boss, read 15 books. Page Pusher needs to be 400 plus page books. Write Up Wizard, write 5 reviews, not just putting a rating. And then The Debut Darling, 5 of those. This is my book of the month backlog of books that I would want to either do on YouTube or finish reading, because I've started some of them, and then with school, work, wedding planning, all of that, I got way off track. This is my January unhauled versus hauled. So these are all the books I got while on vacation in the honeymoon. And this is the only one I've been able to read so far out of the ones from this list. This is not a finished spread. I will be creating like a Dutch door. But these are for all the chapters of the different books of the Bible, because I want to read the Bible in a year and I love tracking. So pretty redundant. But all the same things. These circles took hours and hours and hours to draw, which is why I didn't film it. And I'm just doing the overview. Pages upon pages upon pages. But this will be really fun getting to see it complete, especially with the Dutch doors, which I will eventually get to. Almost there we go. And then it'll show that. So it'll show God's Library in a year. So I printed out what I'm gonna do, which I don't know if it will, well, it will fit. Okay, so if I trim it, it'll fit. So obviously this is just a basic map of the United States. And when I read a book that goes in any one of these states, so say I read a book that was set in Georgia, I would color it in. And my goal is to kind of just read books from different places and not necessarily all in one. But a lot of the books on Book of the Month are out of the States, because they're out of States authors. So I printed out a map, well, I attempted to print out a map of the UK, France, and then like East Asia, Russia, China, all of that on another map. Because they're set there, but my printer is not working currently for me. And then I wanted to do a January overview. So each month's overview will correspond to the color scheme in the front with all the books. So this is just going to be a list of the books I've read. And if I need to add a third row, I will. How many pages total, and then YouTube posts, which I will be erasing these pencil marks. I just didn't really know how I wanted to lay it out. And then YouTube posts, this is showing how many of 56 days I already uploaded, Mr. Magic and Harry Potter, which I wasn't sure about these two, but I knew I did at least 2 of 56 days. Here is videos that I want to get done this month, and shorts. I've already done the journal flip through for shorts, but I wanted to give a longer in-depth one for this. And then stats from the beginning of the year to, not the beginning of the year, the beginning of the month to the end of the month. So beginning, I started with 7 subs, 288 views, and 21.1 hours of watch time. And we'll see where we're at the end. And then, since there's a lot of authors from the UK, they use a different form of lingo than we do here in the States sometimes. So I wanted to create an unknown words chart, or not chart, but spread. And if I need to add more, I will. I kind of saved this for that. And then this is how I'm going to be reviewing my books. So book title, People Like Her, author Ellery Lloyd, format physical. It's a thriller, it was 275 pages, and the setting was in London. So when I get the map of the UK finally printed, then I will color in London. So characters was 2, they weren't really likable. Atmosphere was 3, writing was 2, plot was also 2, intrigue was 2, logic was 3, and then enjoyment was 2. So I took the average of that, and it's 2.2, so I rounded it down to 2 stars. I don't know if I'm going to print out the book cover, or if I'm just going to write in People Like Her and do a outline. Haven't decided that yet, but I can fit 3 on a page, and I will just keep going until February, where I do another overview like this. So that is the end of the video. I know I haven't finished it, but I wanted to get it out before it was way too late to kind of post this. And if you have any ideas of what else I could add, I'm always up for suggestions. I love journaling, and I love tracking things and habits and whatnot. So subscribe for more. I will be uploading more books here fairly soon, and I will see you in the next video.